can you instantly spot a telemarketer? As soon as you answer the phone, they launch into what's clearly a canned script. Effective sales conversations are genuine conversations. While they follow a structure, they also allow for a free-flowing exchange of information and ideas. An effective sales conversation typically follows 7 steps. The first step is small talk, which helps you build rapport with the prospect. Take a few minutes to ease into the conversation so that the prospect feels relaxed. To make small talk, you can discuss topics other than the traffic and the weather. For example, you might make a comment about the space where you're meeting, or you could mention a news story you're probably both interested in. The second step is to ask questions so you can uncover the prospect's needs and buying constraints. Questions form the heart of the sales conversation. Skilled salespeople practice empathetic, active listening. In fact, the best salespeople listen more than they talk. So ask questions that enable you to get to know the prospect personally, not just the technical aspects of their problem. Most people make most of their decisions based on emotions, not logic. So use your powers of empathy to identify what your prospect is feeling and show that you can relate. You may find it helpful to prepare a basic list of questions for your sales calls, but be prepared to deviate from that and to improvise. Follow your curiosity and your instincts and be prepared to ask why more than once to get at the real issues. The third step in a sales conversation is the transition from describing the problem to exploring solutions. Rookie salespeople move through the question stage too quickly and then jump right into making a pitch for their solution. Before offering your solution, pause to test the waters. You may even want to ask the prospect whether they would like to hear how you might be able to help them. This is really a rhetorical question since they're expecting a pitch from a sales conversation, but getting their permission increases their interest in what you have to say. The fourth step is your offer. Present your solution clearly and concisely. Show how it answers the specific aspects of the problem as the prospect has just described them to you. Whenever possible, echo the prospect's own language back to them. Show that you've really been listening. This is where you put your critical thinking skills to use. Tailor your description of your offering to the needs and interests the prospect has revealed to you through the conversation. And as you describe your offering, anticipate questions and objections the prospect might raise so you can answer them in advance. The fifth step in a sales conversation is to provide answers to the prospect's questions and objections. You'll know the prospect is truly interested when they start asking questions, especially questions about implementing the product or service or about comparing your offering to a competitor's. Answer each question thoughtfully, avoiding a canned response. Listen for the hidden objections that may underlie surface questions about matters such as price. Step number 6 is your closing. At the end of any sales call, you must know where you stand. In most situations, there are 3 possible outcomes. Either the prospect has rejected your pitch, or they've agreed to another conversation, or they've accepted your pitch. Whatever the outcome, make sure you're clear about next steps. And remember that a no today isn't necessarily a no forever. So if the prospect declines your offer, you might ask whether you should circle back with them at a later date. The last step is to follow up. When you close a sales conversation in person or over the phone, you haven't really closed it. Be sure to follow up on your live conversation with a written message thanking the prospect for their time and confirming next steps. As you prepare for your first sales conversation, start by identifying your strengths as a salesperson. The worksheet My Sales Strengths will help with that. Also check out the worksheet How to Structure a Sales Conversation. It includes a simple template you can use as a flexible guide for your sales calls.